But I wish that somebody would have told me that getting married does not complete you. Like I feel like literally, y'all remember that Keisha Cole song? It used to be so embarrassing. They used to be my ringtone for my boyfriend in high school. Literally, when he would call me, it would be "You Complete Me" by Keisha Cole. Songs about. But that's how I was thinking when I was young. That's what I felt like was like a real thing. I really felt like I needed another person to complete me, like I was not a whole person. And that is so untrue. And I feel like not only is it untrue, but it's super dangerous. And I'm going to tell y'all why. What I think is, and I don't know because I've not been married. So this is from the outside looking in. But my parents, like all the people in my family are married and the people around me have been married. Like I grew up around all married couples. It was everybody was married. So I've seen these relationships firsthand, but I feel like we're sold that marriage is going to somehow fix us and we just need to get into that and then we'll be fixed or we'll be worthy or we'll be this like amazing person. And it's so weird because it's just an oxymoron because being married means that you choose a person that you have to be with for the rest of your life. How can you decide what person you want to be for the rest of your life if you don't even know who you are? You don't even know who you are. Like if you think about, and maybe it's just me, maybe I'm constantly changing, but the person I am at 34 is so different from the person I was when I was 18, 19, even 24. I'm such a different person and I cannot imagine how the people I was with at that age have transformed into who they are right now and how different they are from when I was with them. Like I feel like it's such a weird thing to think that this other person is going to complete us when we already are complete by ourselves and we have to choose a person before we even know who we are and then we got to be with them forever. Like it's such a I don't know. I don't know. What do y'all think about that? So, I don't know if this is me being too woke, but it's so crazy how like all of the songs, all of the movies, everything that we watched was just like happy ending, happy ending. Everything was talking about these happy endings that you get when you get married, literally, and then they lived happily ever after. But have y'all met a married couple? Like how many married couples do you know? How many married couples do you know? And how many do you know that are living in happily ever after? Like things only get more complicated after you get married. And it's so crazy to me because when we're young, we're like fighting and chasing and trying to get this like marriage. And if you meet a person that's been married for more than like a second, they're like, it's cool, it's cool, it's cool. Like we are looking for this thing and it's like most of the people that are in it are not like these over like are not overly happy people. Most of them, the ones that you know that are very happy in a relationship, I want you to think about who they were before they got married because I think that that's the part that we don't focus on. We do not think about the fact that we have to make sure that we are good before we get married because I don't have nothing. I'll get married one day, I'm sure, but as of right now I still feel like I am evolving who I am. Like I don't feel like I'm in my final form. And I feel like if I was to get married today, the person that I would attract today may not be the person that would be attracted to me or I would be attracted to in 5 years. Like I feel like I'm just in this transformation and it would be nice to find somebody, but at the same time, I know I plan on transforming and doing so much that I don't know that the person I will be with right now will be the person I would be with forever. So that makes it kind of difficult to decide what type of person to be with. I also want to talk about the fact that your relationship that you had, the relationships that you had as a kid, and also the relationships that you saw as a child, they really affect what you think about marriage, but they also affect how you see like relationships. If you do not see a marriage up close and personal, I feel like you overvalue being married. You overvalue what it is to have a husband. You overvalue having a partner because you didn't see that when you was coming up. So you felt like it's like this thing that's like this magical thing. So you like really, really want that and you don't realize it. So when you are looking for a person and you are trying to be with the person, you're just like, okay, well, I just need to be with somebody. Like, I just need somebody to choose me, right? And the other side of that is if you don't have a dad or you don't have a good relationship with your dad or whatever the case may be, you're always going to be looking for that male. You're always going to be looking for that love from a male, and it's going to be underlying, and it's going to be something that men know. So they probably aren't going to treat you the best. And not that there's an issue because one, that's not your fault, but I feel like you have to be aware of these things. You have to be aware of the fact that you overvalue relationships, that you overvalue a man's love because you didn't see it, you didn't have it, or you may have had something wrong with those relationships when you were younger. And if you can realize that you have that problem, that's half of the battle because you can look at something and say, okay, this doesn't really make sense. Why am I choosing to do this? Like, I feel like we do not talk about the work that goes into self before we decide to be with another person. Like, it really is super important and you really have to take off the glasses and then put on the glasses from the outside and then realize, okay, this is what's going on. It's so funny how we can always see the problems in somebody else's relationship, but we can never see the problems in ours. It's so funny how we can see when other people aren't happy. Let's talk about Nelly and Ashanti, for example. Ashanti, even though she was living her best life when she was before she got married to him, she overvalued being married. She overvalued having a man at home living in with her and having a kid and stuff like that. Like she didn't think about the fact that she was going to have to sacrifice. She didn't think about the fact that the man that she has is the man that he's always been. Like that's what I mean when I say like we overvalue, we just like look at it like it's like this thing that's going to change. And the reality of the fact is nothing's going to change when you get married except for the fact that y'all have legally become one entity. That's the only thing that changes. If the person was a trash person before, if the person was not willing to sacrifice for your happiness before, they're not going to start once you become their wife. Like, I need y'all to stop and think about that. And I need y'all to realize that that's okay, but you just have to be aware of it. We don't think about those things, and then we end up in these situations and we're like, why are we so miserable? I thought he was going to change when he got married. He's not going to change, and neither are you. Like, you need to know that about yourself, which is why you need to figure out who you are before you get married. You need to figure out who you are before you decide on a life partner. You need to figure out who you are before you go out into the dating world, because you cannot decide what type of person you want to be with if you don't even know what type of person you are in the first place. Does that make sense? I need you to know, and I mean this from the bottom of my heart, that even though in the Bible we are taught that Eve came from Adam's rib, right? Eve came from Adam's rib. You are still a whole person without another person. That man does not make you whole. Having a man does not make you whole. You are a whole person on your own. You are a person with likes, dislikes, loves, hobbies. You have strengths, you have weaknesses. You are a person, and you do not need a person next to you to validate that. You don't need another person to tell you that. You don't need another person to say, hey, you don't need to be able to say my husband, my man, to be like this amazing person. You really and truly don't. And you know what? I'm gonna tell y'all a quick story. So a couple years ago, I was at work and I was talking to one of my coworkers, and I know I have such a different perspective on things, but this conversation just threw me for a loop. And I'm sitting there talking to her, and she's like, "Oh, do you have a boyfriend or do you have a man or something like that?" And I was like, "No." Very matter of factly, like I didn't think anything of it. I was like, no. And she's like, oh my God, I'm so sorry. And I was like, it threw me off so bad. I was so confused. And I was like, should I be like, I was thinking, like, should I be embarrassed about that? And like, she's just like, oh my God, I'm so sorry. And like, it happened in my head, but it happened the way that I said it much faster. And I kind of chuckled and I was like, oh, it's okay. I don't have a man, but I'm like, I still go out with people all the time. Like I didn't say I don't have any romantic love interests. I have plenty of lovers, honey, but I don't have a man. So like to me, I didn't think nothing of it because if anybody can get a man, let's be real, anybody can get a man. And she's like, "Oh my God, I'm so sorry." And I'm like, "Oh, it's okay. Like I still go out with people." And the thing is, like, I think that I look beautiful to no matter who sees me. So the way that she said it was like she felt bad for me, and I was like, it was weird because I was like, do you think that I don't have men that are interested in me? Because I definitely do. But I didn't need to go down that route. I was just like, oh, like I still go out. Like it's okay, whatever. And she's like, well, it's okay. And then she's trying to comfort me. I'm not sad. This is nothing to be sad about. And I'm like, oh, it's okay. Like, it's cool. And she's like, well, my man, I've been with my man for 10 years. Okay, like this is I didn't ask. Okay. And it's just like, and he haven't even proposed to me yet. And now I'm like, girl, now I feel bad for you. Like I feel bad for her. And it's like the fact that she valued having a man for 10 years and him not even feeling like she was worthy of being his wife. And then her turning around and flipping that on me and feeling bad for me. I was like, we really overvalue these relationships with men so much. And it's like our biggest downfall because the way that I look at it is I am this amazing person. And I would love for my man to be an amazing person, but we're two different people. We're not the same person, right? So if I have a man, he is going to add on to everything that I already have. He's not going to make me. Like, I'm not going to be like, now I can go and have a business because I have a man. Like, so I don't know. I thought that was really weird, but I just need y'all to know that y'all are really and truly a full person without having a man next to you. It's nice to have one, but he has to be a good man, right? He has to be good to you and treat you well and make you feel like the little princess that you are. And if you don't want to be treated like a princess, then however you want to be treated. But if he's not, then it's okay. And I feel like we also don't talk about the fact that wrapping our identity in having a man leads us to literally settling for anything. Like when you are desperate to be in a relationship because you feel like, well, I got to be able to say my man. I got to go to work and tell the story about my man. Blah, blah, blah. Like, then you're like, okay, well, I got to protect it. Think about Yandy. Yandy is a perfect example. Yandy Smith, who's not even legally married. And she do whatever she want to do. But the fact that her man is out there doing some wild stuff and she is willing to make herself look like a fool on national television and tell people that, oh, I was messaging some girl on Instagram from his account is insane. Okay, I'm gonna call a spade a spade. It's insane. It's crazy. Like, girl, are you okay? Blink twice if you need help. She went on the internet and said, or she went on national television and said, "Oh, that was me messaging this girl from the mess from his Instagram." She said that she was doing it. Does that make any sense? That makes no logical sense. One, two, girl, what? Like, it just it's clearly a lie. But because she thinks that she is a 10 out of 10 by having a husband and she's gonna become like a 2 out of 10 if she don't have a husband, she feel like she got to do everything in her wheelhouse to make sure that she sustains that relationship because she feels like she's only valuable because she has him next to her. That's what you do when you let a man be the reason why you are who you are. You are still who you are even without him. You are still who you are even when he's not around. Like, you are still who you are before you meet him. Like, you were who you were, which is why he decided to get with you. We're not gonna be out here like Andy. Lord forbid. Lord forbid. Want y'all to know is what I really, really, really want y'all to know is that these men are not stupid. One of the biggest lies that I was taught when I was younger is that men are stupid and you have to like direct them and tell them and constantly coach them. And as I got older, I thought about the fact that a lot of these men are like they're leading companies, they work for themselves, they can sit down and do a 16 leg parlay, they know all the stats about basketball, they are, they can become millionaires and all of that. But somehow when it comes to a woman, they're stupid. Make that make sense. They're not. Like, men are not stupid. They know exactly what they're doing. They know exactly how they're treating you. And I think I saw a video on the internet that said most of the time divorces are initiated by women, but that's just because men just do whatever they want and they continue to make you miserable until you leave. Like, I need you to know that the men know what they're doing. They know how they're treating you. They know that they are dismissing your feelings. They know that they are neglecting you. They are fully aware of that. But they know that you're going to stay. And even if you do leave, if they treat you like that, how much do you think that they value your attention and you being there? They don't. Men that don't value you treat you like crap. They don't care if you leave, and they actually are like, you can leave or you can say, I don't care. I'm gonna keep doing whatever I'm doing. Like, men are not dumb. If you don't prioritize yourself, he's not going to prioritize you. You do not earn brownie points by staying by his side. He doesn't value you more because you were with him when he was down. He actually looks at you kind of like, why would you stay with somebody like that? Because they know that that's not a smart thing to do. Men know how they're treating you. They know how you are overlooking all of their flaws just because you want to stay with them. And they're like, okay, I mean, if she's going to stay and I can still do whatever I want to do, I'm going to stay here too. Like, they're not stupid. They're not oblivious. They're not dumb. This is how you know that they're not dumb because they be cheating, they be hiding it from you. They're not dumb. Like, they can think 10 steps ahead of you to hide their cheating from you, but you think that they don't realize that when they don't buy you roses on Valentine's Day, that you're sad. Like, they don't, how do they not see that? They know that. And they know that you're just staying with them because you would rather have a man and be miserable than to be by yourself and be happy. So that's why they treat you like that. Like, we're not going to keep pretending like men are oblivious to the way that they treat us. They're not. And if you want to accept it, that's fine, but he's not going to change. So the point that I'm trying to make is to wrap all this up and bring it home. Being married does not make you a better person than a person that's not married. Being married is not going to fix your problems. That's like the biggest thing I need you to know. If you don't value yourself, being married is not going to give you more value. Okay, because then you're just going to be married to somebody else, and you're going to be miserable and still feel the same way. Like, I need y'all to know that there is no magical world on the other side of walking down the aisle. The world already existed before y'all got married. A man that treats you well before you get married to him is going to be a man that treats you well after you get married to him 9 times out of 10. But what is way more likely is a man that treats you like trash is still gonna treat you like trash after y'all get married. That's where you're gonna go. So I need y'all to know that things are not gonna get better. There's no magical world on the other side of getting married. You're gonna be fine. If you're not married right now, Take this time and enjoy it. The way that I look at my single stage is like, this is the time that I have to sleep by myself. This is the time where I don't have to have somebody calling me, like, what am I eating for dinner? This is the time that I have to cultivate all the things that I want to do. Because as soon as I get a man, now he wants to do something all these times. We got to go do this. We got to go. Like, the time that I have while I'm single is time that I have to focus on me. Because you know how women get out of relationships and they are goddesses. They're beautiful. They are in good shape. They're eating healthy. They're back in school. They got a new degree. They got a new house. It's because they were taking all their energy and pouring it into that man. So now that he's gone or they left him, now they have all the energy to pour into themselves. And I really want you to think about this every single time that you are in a relationship and you realize, oh, I don't really like this. Like every little time that you think about something that you don't like, I want you to think about there are women out. I want you to think about the fact that there are women out here that are not in relationships that are thriving. It's only so many things that you cannot like in your relationship before you leave because you are wasting your energy putting it into another person. We can be putting it into yourself. And another thing that you need to consider is the more work that you do on yourself, the more that you pour into yourself, the more that you can cultivate who you are as a person, that opens up the availability of men that you have. You have better options when you put more work into yourself. If you don't put any work into yourself, your options are low. The same way that we have a list and the same way that we want certain things from men, men have a list for women too. If you don't ever work on yourself, you're never going to make it on that list. You're not going to make the cut. So, if you want to have better options for men, if you feel like the dating pool is full of urine, then just do some work on yourself and then you're going to be able to elevate. You're not even gonna have to be in a pool anymore. Okay. You're gonna be able to be in a cabana or something like that. Like the more work that you do for yourself, the more options that will open up. When I tell y'all, since I've been putting work into the men that I have been able to date, the rooms that I have been in, the situations that I have been like, I have when I tell y'all the work that I have put into myself, I have really and truly been able to meet and go out and intermingle with people that I never would have thought I would have because it would have never even crossed my mind. But because I put all this work into myself, I'm in these rooms that I never would have been in before because I just was like operating from a very low level and I had not done the work. And that includes therapy, that means physical, that means mental, that means being able to do my makeup, that means being able to be well spoken, that means being able to work on my career, all of those things. I wouldn't have had those if I was in a relationship because I would have been putting all that energy into the relationship. I wouldn't have been putting that into me. And ever since I put all my energy into me, I've only gotten better and I'm only going to get better. So I hope that y'all can take something from this. And I hope that you realize that you are worth it. You are amazing. You are a whole. You are a person without a man. Love y'all. Bye.